presented by Grassroots Motorsport Magazine with coverage this year brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group, and a shout out to Eric Hall from Verizon and HPDRE for helping us bring you the live streaming this year. Today you find Brian and I, say hello Brian.
Hello Brian.
At Hastings Raceway, or what is it, MPH now I guess, Motor Park Hastings. This track is managed by our good friend Jeff Lucina, former one-lapper from 2012. He and Evan Smith had done this from Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forward at the time. And we're happy to be here. Last time we were here was 2019. It was much wetter. But this year it's a new surface. It's a much grippier surface. Jeff was telling me that the karts here are about 3 seconds faster a lap. So curious to see what's going to happen today. It's a very flat track. You can kind of see everything. This morning it's cold. I've got multiple layers on, as does Brian. It's in the high 40s, but the sun is out. The track's going to warm up as the day goes on. Track's going to come to people. So again, in true one-lap fashion, similar to what we saw with the wet skid pad yesterday, it warmed up and the times got better, and some people had an advantage. The same's going to happen here. So the front runners, the guys who were going to be fast, or thought were going to be faster, going to have to bring their tires up to temperature, maybe work a little bit harder this morning as compared to as the track heats up. We're supposed to see about 15, 17 degrees warmer as the morning goes on. Only a high of about 69 today. It's in the high 40s now. But it is also windy, Brian, right?
Yes, it is.
So that's going to impact, and it's interesting because the wind's going this way, and the final corner goes this way. So I think we're going to see a little bit of the cars with a lot of that big aero and who might be running higher trim today might be affected by that a little bit, especially the really fast guys. So we'll see if that comes into play. And I don't think the wind's supposed to die down today. I mean, you've got a wind farm right there, so yep. I guess this is kind of par for the course. So Brian and I are going to be primarily focusing on the final corner here. We'll be panning back and forth, so this way we can show you guys what's going on. Similar to yesterday with the wet skid pad, he and I are going to be calling the action together because, well, it's fun for us. And I think it's what we're going to do because it's fun for us. Just stick with that.
That's right.
But yeah, it should be a good day. The cars are starting to line up now down by gate 3 all the way down there. So they're going to come out on track, make a left, another hard left, and start their warm-up lap. They're going to line up right here by the start-finish. And yeah, then we'll call some fun action. Should be a good day. Stick with us. Yeah. All right. So, why don't you say some things to some peoples?
Some things to some peoples. How about that?
You're aces.
I know I am. Oh no.
So if we've turned the live chat on, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns that you don't want to keep to yourself, feel free to share them with us and we can try and answer. Otherwise, we're going to have our own inane banter.
So I think they're getting ready to send the first. Oh, we have the emergency response vehicle
getting on station.
Yep.
They're supposed to be parked on the other side because that's where we're going to be pitting in. There we go. They're backing up now. They can see that. Brad says the mic isn't working. Uh-oh. Can you hear us? If you can, write yes, somebody. If not, I'll run back and grab.
Bob K, no GTRs in the event.
Okay, good.
There is a transmission shortage in the country. I believe they're all in Central Florida.
They're still building all of them. Thank you. Hey, Chanel, my wife, my kid, all watching. Hello, guys. Yeah. So, if my son is watching too, hi, David.
I guess Brad needs to turn his volume up so he can hear us.
Maybe. Oh, Brad. No, he could hear you, not me, on the other, just because it's windy and
yes,
we had to rush to get here because suddenly things started a little sooner than we had anticipated. But I hear on the radio that they're getting ready to send cars, so yeah, should be able to see them coming across here. Not right here. I hear motors.
Here.
Hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend and happy to be with you all on this Sunday. Oh, Cinco de Mayo, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is Cinco de Mayo.
And hopefully the wonderful restaurant and grill here at Hastings will have some Cinco de Mayo type fare for us at lunchtime.
Brad says we should turn the wind down.
Somebody broke the knob, Brad.
I think Brad's been hit by a wing too many times. All right.
They say
we just got the all clear. We are ready for cars. Keep saying daddy. That's right.
Was that Bob saying that Derek keeps saying daddy?
Daddy, where are you?
To Bob?
Yeah.
I figured you'd be on the lake this morning.
He is. He's just watching while he's fishing, you know. I mean, every time I've gone fishing, it's just a lot of waiting around and disappointment. So, all right, here we go. Cars are on track.
I am from the boat.
See? You called it.
So where are we fishing today, Bob? How are the conditions and what are you throwing? How many have you caught?
All right, so we got first car out on track. What do you think that's going to be? Who's number one?
That would be Tomo.
Okay. Here we're on the back section of the course now. He's going to come around, and 3 seconds we should start seeing him over that little hump there. Biggest hump here. There he is. Taking a left, moving around. No, we did say it is a flat track, but at the same time, it is a quick track.
Yes, it is.
So I think we're going to see some fun action here. Tom will try to get some heat with those tires, using all the curving as it comes around. And our competitor is obviously going to stop at the start-finish line here. Trying to use all those brakes to get some heat. But he's going to be safe.
That's right.
We got Brownie.
Brownie is going off second this morning.
Second, Andrew Brownfield with our Toyota guys. Toyota PE, I should say.
And looks like the Team PGR Tesla Plaid will be third. I think that may be the Smoko Motorsports. We got 4 cars going off in the first group. Our first, probably about 5 run groups will be 4 cars, and then we'll go up to 5, and the slower cars we may have it to 6 on track.
So let's pan around. It should be fun watching that Porsche get ready to go and see everybody take off. That Tesla will be silent but deadly. Safely and cleanly, Andrew Brownfield, that's Supra. A little more of a gentle start, but down and away safely into turn 1, gets through it quickly.
Right,
Tom already on.
Turn your volume up for this one.
Golly, look at that thing go. That moves. There's no denying that.
That is just amazing acceleration.
Yep. A little bit of wheel spin, well managed though. Sauce picking out hard, and we got our first run group. I can talk. I've done this before, down and away.
It's still early.
It is, and it's cold. My mouth is frozen. There we go. You should see Tomo back in frame any second now. In fact, there he is. How nuts. Okay, so Tomo, there he is. So he comes around, pan around and watch him go through. It's the final couple of Let's see how much of the curbing he decides to use. Again, a lot more grip. Cart's about 3 seconds faster here. Tom will hustle him down. Andrew a little wiggly under braking into the final corner. Coming out, using all of that curbing. Well executed. To complete his first lap, PGR.
And they have actually pulled a little bit of time out of the differential between he and Brownie.
Well, I think the difference is really just on that start, too.
Yes.
We've talked about it before, that all-wheel drive advantage and that instant torque with that car. I mean, whereas Andrew had to take a little bit of a gentler start. Again, a little wiggle there from the that Tesla just went into attack mode right away and just chased him down.
But you have to think, using all of that power right off the bat, how much drain the battery will take, and if Brownie will be able to increase that gap between the first and third lap.
That's a good point, and that's something that Andrew was talking with us about during our interview. Right, it's the heat more than the drain right now, right? So they've done a lot of work to try and cool that. If you look at that car closely, there's a ton of cooling going on to it. So maybe the other side of that is, have they done enough to keep it cool to where they can sustain that advantage? So we'll find out.
With the colder temperatures this morning, that may be beneficial to them.
Absolutely. The crucible of motorsport will determine that one, right? So here you go, coming around to finish our second lap. Tom will getting a little bit of a drift going on, pushing hard. Andrew looks like he's closed that up a little bit.
He has.
I mean, I'd say maybe about 2 seconds at this point. Whoa, getting it nice and sideways. He's hunting him down. He's pushing, and I think he's pulled out a little bit on the Tesla this time. Andrew pushing hard.
Both Andrews pushing hard. Now making his way down the backside, making a hard left, and he'll be coming back into frame here in just a few seconds. Brownie looks like he's actually gained some more on Tomo over this lap. Try to figure out a little bit of a time delta between the two of them. As Tomo comes around the final corner, he'll be taking the checkered flag this time by. Brownie getting a little drift out of that final. Now the PGR Tesla coming around the final corner, putting that power down. Everybody's on their cool down lap, and once they get around about halfway through the track, they will release the next group for their recon lap. Everybody that's popped in since we started the broadcast, welcome everybody to the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine. Media coverage this week from Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. From Hastings, Motorsport Park Hastings. Actually, from right here, we're fine. Yes, Chris, it is much, much more pleasant than 2019. A little windy, but not bad at all. It's dry. Now here the second group leaving pit road, headed out, as we have the first group coming into the pits. And hopefully the audio is going to get a lot better here. We figured out our problem.
All right, now if you're watching, let us know if you can hear us any better. If you don't mind, we try and solve that issue for you.
Not everybody at once.
Especially Michael Trevor, who kept writing us saying that we need a mic upgrade. So much better. Yay! Our stuff works today. All right. So I didn't see the end of that because I was trying to solve our technical issues here. How did Brownie wind up?
I think he actually pulled another second on that last lap out of Tomo.
Well, you know,
the differential between Brownie and the Tesla was about the same.
Okay.
As was the differential between the Tesla and the Smoko Motorsports Corvette. As
Dave Ogburn doing a ton of weaving and getting cars to slow down, which is tactically actually probably a pretty good idea, but he might get yelled at for stopping on track there. But that is a pretty wily idea there. So this way he's not waiting, for everybody to line up behind him. So definitely and that's actually Nick, isn't it? Nick is driving
that's
right now.
Nick's driving.
That's right.
So is that a race car or a Jabberwock?
That's right. So let's pan around so this way they can see the start there.
Yep. Waylon, to answer your question, yes, results will be posted daily at onelapofamerica.com. You can go to 2024 One Lap and go to
Actually,
events.
Brian, today, if you go to our website, onelapofamerica.com, we have Matt here, and Matt is actually doing live timing and scoring today. So if you go to the website, www.onelapofamerica.com, and you look to the right side of the page, you should see a link for live timing, and I'll check that momentarily to make sure that it's working, but we want to stay with the coverage here. Wow. That was almost on par with the Tesla.
Yes, it was.
That was ridiculously quick.
I think this one's going to be
This is going to be neat. I don't know if it'll be as quick off the line, but it will be quick around the corners. Yeah, short. It's a shorter gear ratio, absolutely, from first there, but that Porsche PDK is just unbelievable.
I'm really interested to see how the E-Ray is going to launch.
Let's see, yeah. It got quicker, but that initial 30-foot rollout, it seemed like it was trying to find the grip.
Yep.
That's super. It's very, very quiet. And now it's not. It got louder, didn't it? All right, so let me go and see if our live scoring is up right now. I know that's something that we've been, working to institute, and it should be up. Let's see here. Live streaming. Oh, here we go. P1 timing. So if we go to there, it should be.
So here comes Nick back into frame, getting ready to set up for his final two corners and the completion of his first lap this morning.
So it's interesting. So the way we have, Motorsport Park Hastings, you can scroll up there. It's downloading engine.
Here comes Chris and his Lotus Evora. All the way out.
Yeah, he used all that, didn't he? Yeah, we do.
That gear.
We do have timing up.
All right.
So it is up there. So you can go to www.onelapofamerica.com. That E-Ray not as quick as I thought it was going to be. It is not hustling down. And you can look at the top right of the screen there, and there you will see live timing. A little bit of Brownfield did the same thing with that car. They do seem to be a little tail happy, which is nice. So I guess they can really play with the throttle, and that car is well balanced.
So you want to tell them one more time how to get to the live timing and scoring?
Sure. Go on to www.onelapofamerica.com. Look at the top right of the page, and you'll see a little box there, and there we have the live timing. Wow. Nick, absolutely moving in that Porsche. Goodyear test drivers finding all the grip on these tires. They're Supercar 3 tires and making a good show of it. I don't know if there is a way to make the live timing box bigger, but if I can't do it on the phone, but you might be able to copy and paste the link for where it goes to, and then we can make it, you'll see the full screen there. So we can ask Mike Roberts tonight. This is the first time we've actually had a foray into the live timing, so we'll try that. But yeah, let us know what you're experiencing so we can convey that and try and make it better. So it seems the really, really pointy end of the field ends in this run group with Chris.
Yes.
It really is Nick and Chris who are I think the fastest, at least today. That E-Ray starts that little bit of a different pace.
I'm quite surprised at how much slower I thought the E-Ray was.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be much faster.
Yeah.
And I tell you, Chris is loving using up every bit of that gearbox.
He is. I mean, there's so many over-revs there. He's pushing hard. I mean, and we know it's not the driver in the Corvette. I mean, it is the driver is getting everything he possibly can out of that car. They are not slouches.
And I think Nick has kept that opening gap to Chris about the same so far.
So I was just given a website link for it. It's a rather lengthy link here. For it, but it is P1 timing races and search, but it is Voila Publishing, so its own little small URL. Going to try and add it into our feed here.
I don't think we can put links into a live.
But in the chat.
We can't put them into the chat at all. You can try it. YouTube is usually not too keen on putting outside links into live chat, but we can try it and see.
I'm going to call BooTube in that case. Let's see here. Well, we can kind of go through it.
You could post it to the One Lap of America Facebook page.
No, you know what I can do? I can actually, on our YouTube page, I can write messages on, so if you go to the messages section, it can pop up there, so I can copy and paste it for this. I've had a smart thing, I think. We'll find out. If I go to community, share a behind-the-scenes photo. I can't. That'd be scary. You don't want to see us.
You have to sign up for extra content.
Yeah, there you go. That's the only cars. But let's see here. Maybe paste. Oh, I got it. There we go. Paste. So I do have it up now. So if you look, go to our community side on the YouTube page, and I just posted a link there, and that is the full link for live timing and scoring. So we got it. We've done a thing.
All right.
The thing seems to maybe have worked. Let us know if you guys can pull it up. A little lull in the action as the second run group pulls into the paddock area.
And I hear Group 3.
I hear, yep. Getting ready for their recon lap. Got it. Hey, we did a thing. The thing we did worked. Go us. It's going to be a good Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, it is.
We got to find a good place for dinner. Where are we winding up tonight? Colorado, right?
We're going to Colorado. I I think the last time that we were there in 2018, we were actually there on Cinco de Mayo.
Well, you were, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
I had to go there a couple days later. But how about this? If anybody watching knows of any good places for Cinco de Mayo.
There were 2 Mexican restaurants at the exit where our hotels are.
Okay.
And they were slam full of One Lap competitors on Cinco de Mayo.
So we need to make reservations.
No, it's a walk-in. It's a Mexican restaurant that was put into an old Pizza Hut. We're
No,
good.
I'm just saying we need to make reservations so this way we can like rent the whole place out and then charge people to go in. Now you're getting where I'm putting down here.
Yeah.
There you go.
And first off in Group 3 is
Andy
Yoda himself. Andy
oh my.
Hollis in the CRX.
Followed by this has got to be the most unlikely pairing I think we will see. So we've got a CRX and an NSX front to nose to tail.
This may be the most fun run group of the day, right here.
It's certainly going to be one of the more interesting, that's for sure. This is for Honda and JDM enthusiasts. I think this is a wet dream right now.
Yes, this is.
And we've got Scotty. I'm not sure who's behind the wheel. Probably Scotty here.
Yeah.
Andy coming up a little bit as Chip tells him, Andy, stop trying to get a run on the start. Come up closer. Let's go. None of this nonsense, you autocross man. Let's go. We know what you were doing. I think it's just because it's so compact you can't see the timing score stand. There we go. This is, all right, we got our NSX, and this thing takes off pretty darn quickly too. I mean, all-wheel drive, all those motors, that hybrid system working well.
And we've got a pro driver behind the wheel,
yep.
Chad Gilsinger.
They are geared pretty short, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
For that amount of power, I'd imagine.
Yeah. The McLaren was nice that Andy brought every year.
It looked pretty,
CRX,
but it didn't go as well.
The CRX is so much more fun.
That is the Bandit.
Yes, it is.
Go get him, you son of a bitch.
Hold up on that ball wire.
That car just gets away so good.
Yes, it does.
I mean, it's obviously an older variant of what the Goodyear guys are running, but nonetheless, they are just staggeringly quick off the line.
And really what's going to be interesting is to see how hard Chad pushes
to
try to catch Andy.
Yep.
But guess what? It's not going to happen.
We'll find out. I mean,
because look, there's Andy.
Yep.
Now we're just seeing
Chad
coming
coming.
to frame. Andy has pulled probably 2 seconds or more.
I think you're right. I mean, that's damn impressive. He's hustling.
And Andy has much more years of R&D in that car than Hart has into the NSX.
I mean, oh, he is absolutely pulled on him.
So Ben is driving the Bandit this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna pretend it's Scott. Be like, not Scott. That's interesting. It's Andy is pulling on him, and I think that Camaro is, quite frankly, well, it seems about even actually.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think the Bandit's getting any closer, but a little more ginger through there. Getting on the power. Any moment now. Well, I hear him. There he is. Yep, there he goes. There's the Hollis.
You see this little mini marshmallow going through the...
It's like a fast jelly bean, isn't it?
Yes,
it is just... you know what it reminds me of? When I was young, I had this whole Micro Machine set, and that's what it feels like I'm watching just in real life right now.
You know, we need to get the guy that did all the Micro Machine commercials to do our commentary. The guy that talked really fast.
That would only work for the first couple of run groups.
Yeah.
Because then there'd be a lot of dead air. This lap, it seems the NSX is closed a little bit.
Yep, he has.
Because we're now both almost on the same straight here, so. I don't think Chad's making the time up on the straight here, but he's absolutely making it up in the corners. And I wonder if it's that sort of all-wheel drive versus the front-wheel drive. Whew, smell that brakes.
Yep.
Given the acknowledgement to Chip that he's starting his final lap here. I think the Porsche has closed up a little bit, though. A little bit.
Well, I noticed through this twisty section over here, the Camaro did get quite loose.
Okay.
Through there.
Loosey-goosey. All right. So.
There's the Micro Machine headed down.
Is that the name? Is that what we're calling it now?
80s Micro Machine. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Well driven. Good job, Andy.
Well, he's got that splitter on the front that resembles a 4x8 piece of plywood.
Because it is.
Yeah,
there we go. Wow. Wow. Chad closed it up. There's no question about it. Well done, but smell those. Is that Andy or is that Chad? I think it's Chad, yeah.
That's Chad.
Because I didn't smell it when he went by. So Chad really using those brakes, and I guess it's kind of one of the disadvantages to a heavier car, right? You're really going to go through them.
Either that or it's the electric motors.
One of the two. Something doth protest in that car. Finishing off our third run group is the Bandit. Nicely done. It's funny, on the driver's page, they were talking about, somebody had posted about, I'm trying to remember who it was that had posted about the 911, the Bandit, and they opened up the trunk and they were like, oh, there's no trunk space here. And Mike Babcock, obviously a former co-driver with Scotty, says, no, they're hair dryers, like, because he sees the fan there. So I had to interject. I said, how would you know about hair dryers? So.
He's got a little bit.
Yeah, but
not as much as me, but but I'm catching up.
You have almost as much as those Egyptian cats that don't have any.
No, I got more than that.
The hypoallergenic kitties.
So thanks to everybody that's joining us on this Sunday morning.
Pleasure to be spending it with you.
Chad finally caught up to Andy.
He did.
It took him a while.
And now we're going to start moving to 5 cars. It appears.
Or so. We hear from Chip.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chad's on the radio to his co-driver like, how can I catch him?
He's not pointing me by. Clapping for Andy and Chad. Now, it's kind of funny because obviously, we have Tomo in a Porsche, but Tomo traditionally has driven many, many Hyundai.
Yes, he has.
And Andy, obviously, with his extensive work with Honda and all the stuff he's done in supporting Tomo over the years. So I think it might be kind of a fun thing for Andy to be chased down by the company and the team that he's been supporting for so long, and something that he has put so many, and I mean so many years of work and development into, as you had pointed out. It's got to be interesting. I think a special thanks has got to go out to our corner workers, especially because they are, I'm looking at the the poor soul out there right by the American flag in the porta potty, and if nothing personifies, you know, if nothing else personifies the life of a corner worker, that is it, right there.
Well, he is probably using the porta potty
That's
as a
a shield,
windbreak
yeah.
because,
So I see that, the flag on.
because he is just watching this final corner.
But you know who else I see in the background there? Somebody else who really, they kind of go unsung heroes here. I see our photographer Steve Burke back there too, in the orange, and a real big thank you to our photographers for always providing great shots and riding everything out with us. So, you know, a couple of unsung heroes in the one lap that, again, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff going on that this couldn't happen without them.
So our next group looks like we've got DJ Alessandrini in Peter's
Okay.
Porsche.
So we've got the Skittle P.
We've got the Skittle P.
We've got the Licorice P.
We got the JDP.
JDP. There you go, that's better. And then we've got the...
We've got the golden Cadillac.
Is it golden?
It's got a...
It's goldish.
Goldish, yeah.
Goldish.
Butterscotch.
It's like seasick green.
Yeah.
Is what I would call it. Followed by a Corvette. That got you right in the ear.
Yeah, I did.
You got Pete in the ear.
Yeah. I'm trying to see which... Everybody's brought new Corvettes this year.
I know, it's hard for us to... Woo! JD, of course, the other half of this Garmin challenge that we're doing here with our watches.
Okay, that's Aaron Buckley.
Yep. A little bit of trouble getting away for the Blackwing there.
Yeah.
Buckley and Barnes. Then we've got that Fields Auto Cardinal Coupe, right?
With a new alternator.
With a new alternator. That's right. So who do we see behind the wheel?
That looks like
That's
that is
Scott. That's Scott. Here we go. Scott Robertson, everybody. Don't mess up, Scott. Go. Wow. A lot of wheel spin again. The only traction control being his right foot in that car. So smell that rubber.
I think that's the only control in that car.
Probably.
The car is completely analog, as we saw during Tech the other day.
Yep.
DJ coming through.
He's hustling, isn't he?
He is.
He's moving pretty good. You know, it's interesting with those cars because compared to the 911, obviously, Porsche doesn't want to give them more power than a 911 because that's their business model. But these really are more of what the 911 started life as, I'd say. They're much more nimble. You know, the 911's got a whole bunch of power, but unless it's a really big track like Road America, I think the edge is going to go to the Cayman.
Yeah. And I believe that as JD goes by finishing his first lap, I believe that DJ only had maybe 2 track days in that car with Peter.
That's pretty outstanding then. Here we go, our Michelin Blackwing. I don't know, that Corvette seems to be catching up. And this was the Corvette, isn't it, yesterday that we deemed as best Corvette?
I believe it is.
And again, you actually see it moving a little bit more, so I don't know if they've done anything to the suspension. They may have solved some of those damping issues that we've seen in the others.
And he has pulled out
quite a bit on
Scott.
Yep.
And the Cardinal.
Yep.
But Scott only has a couple of days on track.
Yeah, that's true.
He's still getting his feeling. Here comes DJ already.
Already, yeah, that's...
Wow.
I think we might see them on the straight together come lap 3.
Yep. DJ is
He's accelerating.
Really
I mean,
working this game.
his mid phase in that final corner is very, very, very short. He is right on the power right away, driving it right off the corner, using the curbing and driving really, really well.
But he hasn't gotten that.
He hasn't
far
pulled that
away
much,
from JD.
which says that both of these P cars are on the hunt. I think this is where JD's making it up. On the straights, absolutely. I think that power delta is something that's in JD's favor.
Yes. Ed coming down to
Yep.
finish.
And the Corvette closing up. I mean, That was about a second and a half. He's closed up. We might see these two on the same straight by the next lap.
So Scott is just headed down
into turn 1 now, as he's already on the front straight. So Buckley, move it. If that's who's in the car. If not, still pretend he is.
Unless they come and tell us who's in the car.
We're gonna say what we think.
Say who we want.
There you go. Yeah, and there's Scott. There's a lot of, wow, that has been closed up, and here they come. I think they are going to be on the same straight now, and yes, they are. They are both on the same straight, green and green. That is outstanding. One taking the checker, one starting their third lap. That was outstanding. Outstanding driving. You know, I can't help but wonder, and I noticed Robertson taking a much wider line than everybody else. I can't help but wonder if it's that twitchy to where, and I think JD absolutely fell back this lap.
Yes.
That's something happened there during the lap. I don't see any grass anywhere.
DJ could have found a couple more beans.
He may have, but that was an outstanding run.
Yes, it was.
You know, but again, I noticed Scott taking a much wider line through things and having to really wait to put the power down, particularly coming out of the final section here. So I can't help but wonder if that analog car, and here I think we're going to have it again. They're taking the checkered, and they are on just about the same. So he closed up pretty good.
He did.
Yep. Well driven, two cars, I think, absolutely standouts in this session.
And we're going to see.
You guys know what you're doing over there?
We pretend like we do.
That's good.
Apparently, you know what you're doing, hiring that driver.
Jesus Christ. I got Mayfield at 29.
Yeah.
I got DJ at 30.
That's
I don't
good.
want to qualify that good.
So DJ is co-driver and car owner Peter Lear just coming up and
So yeah, that's he's still got to come all the way around.
Almost
missed it. Almost missed it. He got it though. He got it. Almost. No, he had to do some landscaping to get there. He made it though.
So DJ almost ruined that wonderful
run.
with missing pit in, which that would have drawn the ire of
Brock. Yeah, Brosick Tates. Really well driven. That is outstanding.
And I tell you, when Peter has come to our HOD events at the firm in Jacksonville and Roebling Road, he is no slouch with that car either.
Yeah. Well, clearly, right? I mean, but we talked about this yesterday a little bit, right? And Mark was with us as we were talking about it. You know, the HPD events, it's cool how they cover the whole gamut from first timers to guys who are trying to hone their skill set, learn, shake down, and you know, further their development of the cars. And it's just two ends of the spectrum, and you could always have the two learning from each other too. And there's really very little ego, and I think the people who do have the ego don't really last long in groups like HOD, because it's a very familiar event. Family is key there. So similar to the one lap, people who've got too much of an ego, they tend not to come back because you can take yourself seriously here.
And something I've just noticed, that was not Scott in the Fields Cardinal, that was Eric, because Scott is standing right over there with his lovely mom.
Oh, so he drove by remote control is what you're saying.
AI.
AI.
Okay, Rob, that car is not completely analog. You fibbed to us.
Wow. It's still nippy out here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It has not gotten as warm as I would have liked. You want me to hold that for a minute while you take a drink?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I got it. Brian doing the camera work. Thank you, Brian. We've got everybody into the pits now.
Yep.
And then we've got our, what is it, fifth run group or fourth? Or
Fifth, I believe.
fifth, yeah. I think so too, right?
Got the Toyota PE GR86. First off in this run group.
Get some water.
Followed by one of our Camaros. I believe that's the Smoko Camaro.
It is, with those cool end plates. You take a look at those?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if Steve or Aaron is in.
Steve is, because I saw him suiting up this morning.
So
I went over and goosed him this morning.
Steve's in his grocery getter.
Yep.
And then Scott O'Donoghue in the Cayman. And
Where else do you see a Ferrari driven by a former Viper racer and a Cayman back to back? Some of the pairings here.
one lap.
Yeah, some of the pairings here just crack me up.
And looks like
Brian Valente. Yep, from the Valente group. One of the wonderful individuals bringing us coverage, or helping to make this possible this year. All right. Woo! There they go.
Quietly.
As we've seen before, noise doesn't necessarily equal speed.
That's right.
Oh, that is Steve.
Yes, it is. Let's see what kind of wonderful launch we're going to get out of Steve in the Lusso.
That sounded and went good.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. I love it. Smells Italian too.
Yes, it does.
Smells like ragu. Hey Ma, where's the sauce? All right. Brian, a lap pup. This is his first track event here outside of the wet skid pad, so let's see how he does.
He gone.
He's gone. She gone. Look at his tag. She gone.
I know. That's why I said he gone.
I heard you.
Okay. Well, Dave Ogburn
Yep.
talking about the weather back in 2019. Yeah, David was just talking about that with us a few minutes ago.
Yep. We were chatting about that. David obviously going to be driving tomorrow. Nick driving today. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Looks. Car 19. That's Brian, I believe. We've got some. Yep.
We had a pass.
Oh, we had a pass. No, but we've got a yellow flag. We had a yellow flag down by turn 2. So we had
a pass.
Smoko absolutely passed the GR86. And for those who may be uninitiated with this, the run order today was sort of determined by Brock guessing who was going to be fast when he gave out numbers. And there we go. And then today is really the shakedown day to determine the running order for the rest of the week. Okay, Brian's starting about. Very good. He's holding his own. Okay, well done, Brian. Well done. That's number 12. Okay, good. Thank you.
I think all the radio chatter was the
pass.
Camaro passing.
Could have been, but I did look down too, and I saw the yellow down there. So that could have been through 6 as well, though. Woo! Supercharger whining, and they do make good noise, don't they?
Yes, they do. A little unorthodox line coming out of that final corner, but
Well,
of course
he's learning the track.
this is his
First,
first track.
that was his first lap here at speed. So well done, Brian. I a little bit biased just because I've been working with Brian from his first track day to now over the past 3 years, and really happy to see him progress. Really proud of him. Well done, Brian. Seeing Brock in his first Tesla is the best. That was pretty cool. That was fun to ride passenger there. Woo! There's the brakes again.
Yeah.
Working hard. Steve pushing pretty good too. Again, it's slowed down, coasting it through. This is better than the Miami Grand Prix today. You know why? Because we know Red Bull's not going to win. That McCann making a lot of noise. Tires protesting very loudly. Brian, he's doing really well.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him.
He's
holding his
picking it
own.
up.
Yep. Little tight coming out of there. Could use more track, but you know. That'll be in his notes. He's just trying to keep it tidy going into one, I think.
We'll slap his hand during the debrief.
We'll let him know, yeah. Here we go. Oh, he has absolutely pulled out this lap. Considerable amount. I hear the McCann back there somewhere.
Well, you can do that when you have all the downforces.
Yeah, exactly. Finishing off his run. Little drifty, trying to bring it back. That car looks really loose, oddly enough. And they have the wing trimmed down. I don't see it up, so maybe they needed a little more angle of attack on theirs.
Right.
Because that was really
Well,
tail happy.
It also goes back, if you remember when Kirk and Brownie were driving together.
Yeah.
That Kirk had more of a dirt track background, and
Sure.
he likes
He
the
likes it
car
loose.
really, really loose. Whereas Brownie prefers a more stiff platform.
He likes to point, yeah.
Yeah. So that.
Using all the curving and then some. Why not, right? You're in an SUV. You're not going to have an issue. That is hilarious.
What was it that Brock Senior said? If it's paved, use it.
If it's paved, use it.
If it looks like it should be paved.
No, if you think it should be paved, try and use it.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, kept that gap.
Yeah, he did.
Well done. I'm gonna give him a little round of applause here coming through. Get on it now, Brian. There you go. A little better, but there we go. Nicely done. Safely through his first event. Really happy for him.
That's right. So yeah, guys, we're almost an hour in this morning. For
Yeah.
those of you that have just joined us, this is the 2024
Tire
Tire
Rack.
Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine, with all of our.
Hey, remind me how they do the scoring for the morning and the.
I can't do it now.
Thanks to Eric Hall with Verizon for hooking us up with some great broadband coverage this week. 5G at that.
We got 5Gs. Car's coming back in. We got a really long, looks like an ore train, doesn't it? Coltrane?
Yeah, Coltrane.
John Coltrane?
Maybe.
That'd be great. If the conductor's name was John,
And he was driving a Coltrane.
it'd be John Coltrane.
Yeah.
Just have a little sticker on there. Get him a little vinyl. Show off. He's got a loud horn.
Yeah.
His horn makes as much noise as the Cayman's tires. Or the, excuse me, the McCann's tires. I'm gonna.
I think the only other track that I can remember that has a railroad this close is Mid-America.
Yeah, Pacific Junction.
Yep.
Yep.
That's pretty much the home of Union Pacific.
It is. I'll be right there. Give you one moment. So proud of you. the live timing's up. So if you go on the One Lap America website, or if you go into the Discord server, there's a link there, and you can see it. But he did great. So proud of him. So proud of you guys. All right, another GT500. This is Kevin's, but Kevin is driving. Yep, Kevin behind the wheel. Go, Kevin! I don't mean right now, though. Wait for the flag. It's that CFTP. So there's a difference in the two GT. Brian's the base GT500 with the CFTP suspension. The CFTP package, carbon fiber track pack package on this car.
Yep.
So who is that? Becky driving?
That's Neil Simon's.
We probably should have waited for the show me to go by. They are loud. So you think that's Ma?
No, that is Neil Simon's.
Neil Simon.
RL.
Oh, that's Neil. I don't. It looked good, but I don't think it helped their time.
Smelled good too.
Smelled good, yeah. Well, a little bit.
I got the Penguin Garage Supri.
Yes. And Neil, really one of the standouts yesterday in the wet skid pad,
Yes,
right?
he
I
was.
mean, that was stellar to watch. I hear something. Is that brake or is that's got to be wheel and rotor?
Does that front tire look a little cattywampus?
It does, doesn't it? It looks very towed out, doesn't it?
It does. I believe that is Neil's co-driver Michael behind the wheel this morning. And as they are circulating on their first lap, that very long coal train just finally completed its pass.
And then later tonight it'll become the night train. We're here all day, folks. That's a screamer, that's for sure. Well, Kevin definitely pulled on the Camaro, no doubt about that. And I don't think it started helped him, but that Penguin is closing on the Camaro. It's waddling over very quickly. My wife sends me a video right now of my son playing with his Hot Wheels and everything right there as he's watching the live stream. So he's wonder what he's gonna like. Hi, David. If my girls are watching, hi, girls. I know you're off doing your thing. That's a pretty color on that car.
It is.
It looks good in the sun. Smooth. I mean, it's driven well. Good morning, guys. It is a great morning here, Dave Gilbert. Dave Gilbert, obviously, one of the two of our halves of our safety apparel sponsor. And I'm going to give him a shout out now because I made the blunder during the drivers' meeting about not mentioning them right away because I was tired. But Dave Gilbert, obviously, and John Cafis with Project Motoring and Brian with tinnitus. Yep, Dave, always good to see you, buddy. If you need a suit, a helmet, anything, absolutely head over and go check him out. ProjectMotoring.com, or is it PMX.com?
Project Motoring.
ProjectMotoring.com, there we go. Two wonderful individuals. Just don't share an RV with Dave because he brings a tornado.
Yes, he does.
Yep. We love you, Dave. Yep. That Penguin Super absolutely catching up. got the... Well done, Steve. We've got Steve Loudon walking by. It looked good and it sounded good, sir.
Stop touching it.
I'll let Brian get back to the camera because I'm apparently terrible.
Kevin coming around, getting ready to take the checkered flag.
Yeah, things moving.
For his morning session.
Yeah, things moving pretty expeditiously this morning.
Ow.
He's gonna have to put that in quiet mode for NCM.
You better believe it.
Because we wouldn't know anything about getting kicked out for being too loud. Wait, that didn't come out right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He caught up.
The Supra, making a very quick and unorthodox line through that final corner.
But it's quiet, it's smooth, and he caught up. Hold it on track.
Almost had some agricultural work going on.
Yep. And well, he's got the splitter for it. Okay, holding their own in the Miata. That is not a large gap. Really well driven. Good job. Little sucker moves, doesn't it?
It does.
Steve, that was only 2 years ago. Steve Loudon telling Matt, our live timing expert right now, who we're working with to try and get this going, about how he used to be up here with a notebook, and apparently he forgets it was only 2 years ago when he was with Tom Olest.
And everybody stood around Steve.
Right. Steve was the... We should just call him Tag Hoyer. Tag Loudon. Ding.
My butt ding.
Should get that checked out.
Anybody recommend a good proctologist?
I'll say go to Mayo. I think that'll speak for itself later. All the tacos.
Yes, folks, we'll be here all week.
It's a Holy Sunday. Sunday. If it doesn't rain.
Your ticket buys you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. And 50 people
just left. Which means we have negative. All right, here to the next group going out, and sounds like
something loudish.
it did.
Oh, I see. Looks like that's Jim Bob.
Yep, I see Jim Bob, absolutely.
In his Corvette.
Hard to miss. I think Jim Bob was the fastest of the Corvettes yesterday.
In
the wet.
So.
Yep.
I believe so.
It was Jim Bob, then Blue, and then there are no others. They don't compare.
I see a big green machine going out through there.
Yep, I do. That's
Audi.
Adam Spence and our buddies there.
There's one of those P cars behind him.
Yeah. Oh, I believe that's Rob Bowen.
That might be the Parts Farm.
That is Parts Farm, yeah. That's the tractor. That's what we should just call it from now, the tractor.
Rob is such a John Deere fan, his car should be
green.
The color of Adam's Audi.
Well, you know what it is? Well, and Adam's could be red because then it could be Adam's apple. But I think what it is that's sort of like his carrot. Gotta get the tractor, gotta get the tractor. Obviously, Rob with the parts, and that is Adam, it looks like, behind the wheel. Go, Adam! Parts Farm sponsoring all the trophies this year. And Rob, always a good friend of the event. Good to see you. Oh, and that was another GT500. Okay, I thought I heard this familiar bellow.
That is the Safe Haven Defense
Yep.
GT500.
I know, so we've got a sponsor group here.
Yeah.
There we go. I thought I heard a bellow. A bellow from a fellow.
38.
Steve Loudon teaching our timing crew how to count.
This live timing is cool as shit.
Isn't it?
Really cool.
Okay.
That's a big improvement.
Oh, yeah. I'm guessing his launch didn't work as planned. He had his hands up. Adam was wondering what is happening because nothing is happening. All right, Rob giving the thumbs up. He's getting the green flag and off he goes. That launch worked.
That works.
Yeah. Well, Steve Loudon actually right next to us here. Your launch worked pretty darn good too.
Mine is just right foot.
It is.
There's no launch.
Really?
Well,
Because
there is, but I have not read the owner's manual to know.
And I doubt there are many YouTube channels that have people showing you how to do it. You know, like when the GTRs run, everybody was showing you how to do it. You know, flip all the buttons, hold it down, and go.
Not in a Ferrari Lusso.
Maybe like YouTube.it might have it.
YouTube.idiot.
No, yeah, I mean like Italian. The Italian YouTube might have it working. Whew, they do sound good. It's enjoyable every time.
Oh, there's Adam. I was thinking, wow, we already had a pass.
Yeah, right.
No, there comes Adam.
Yeah, he's holding his own, Rob.
He blends in with the fauna.
with the foliage here.
flora,
Yeah,
sorry.
the flora. That's right. It's not fauna.
If you got fauna on the car, we have a big cleanup.
All right, Adam. All right. That's boogieing pretty good. As is Rob, though. He's closing it.
Yes, he is.
That start, no doubt, helped on that first lap. Well, he certainly got down the front straight faster. That car went around 860 or something horsepower or so?
680.
680. I'm dyslexic, I guess. Jim Bob doing just a fine job there. Again, Jim Bob out here raising money for the PA Breast Cancer Coalition. So by all means, go on to the One Lap page, www.onelapofamerica.com. Go to the 2024 event, look at the teams and sponsors. You can find Jim Bob if you are so inclined, and there's a hot link to his page. You can donate there. And we'll
Donate early, donate often.
whoa, using a lot of that grass. Nearly got a not something you want to do in that car. I can tell you from experience, not something that car likes. You don't want to get into the
At
grass.
least Jeff Lucina did run the bush hog out here the other day.
And Brock
so-
said you might want to go a little bit wider, and I think he was right. But that's,
And Adam, over his second lap, is actually
He's
caught
pulled-
up to the GT500.
he has, but Rob pulling on Adam.
Rob is
So Adam is just into turn one now.
We just had a.
Oh, there we go. We are back there. Something
Our
happened.
gimbal just.
Our gimbal, the gimbal with the gimbal went wop wop. So
Yep.
give us this moment, please, as we remedy this issue. I think the wind may have taken it for a second. It's not an earthquake. I'm not sure what's going on there.
It's locusts.
It is, so we might have to hold this for a second while I figure this one out as to why our thing is open. You take that while I'll figure this out. I'll let Brian do that. Yeah, we can talk about Amanda momentarily. We'll get into all that stuff. Lots of stuff we need to cover. But I'll let Brian continue with some of the chatting here momentarily. Decided to use the asphalt this time.
Yes, he did.
A wise choice.
Starting on his third and final lap as Adam Spence in the Audi. Lap number 3, followed closely by Rob Bowen.
Let's see if we can
They have opened up a monster
gap to everybody else.
between Jim.
All right, let's see if this might work now. We can
We're gonna
try and put that back on gently. And I think you. The world is askew.
our gimbal has gone wonk wonk.
Yep. Oh my, there we go. Here, Bri. I'll tell you what, I'll hold this for now. We're gonna go old school. We're gonna go back to the handheld method. Sorry about that, folks. But we can check out the end of this one. Lock this thing back in place. There we go. We'll have to figure out what's going on there later. There we go. GT500 giving a little shout as it finishes coming across the line.
Yes, it did.
Do you have anything else? You know what you can use? The phone holder. You can put that on the regular one, and then we can turn around. All right, we're gonna try and solve our equipment issues here. We've got another gimbal of sorts that we're gonna try and use. Brian walking off to go get our other equipment. There's Adam. Pull it in. All right. So we're going to go back to the early days of live streaming when we used to just have to hold the phone up for a little while. So if you need to, take your Dramamine now. It might be a little shakier than normal. Jim Bob coming into pit to re-enter the paddock to finish off his run. And yeah, we can talk a little bit about a couple things. So let's see here. One of the other things that we can talk about before we get into Amanda, because the two sort of flow together. We talked about Jim Bob and his fundraising efforts for breast cancer research to combat that disease. And obviously our official charity of the event is the Brock Yates Memorial Fund. Those funds go to the Alzheimer's Association. And we have auction items out for the Memorial Fund. I'll be updating those in the car this week. One of the items for the Memorial Fund is our really cool trick tailgate. That was custom stamped by Toyota for the 40th anniversary of this event. And pinstriped and painted by Killer Designs. So that is a very unique bit of kit and something that would look great if you have a Tundra and want to put it on there, or if you want to hang it up someplace. That's going to be really cool. You can check that out if you go to our Instagram or Facebook page. We have our links up there for the slide deck, and you can email us with your offers and we can update them accordingly, or your bids, and we can update them accordingly. So getting back to Amanda, Amanda Hennessy, obviously longtime participant here, 19 years. She says 18 because she doesn't want to count COVID 2020, but we do. Just before the event this week, she was racing at Spa, as she normally does, over in Europe, and had a pretty nasty wreck a few days before the event. And she was rushed to the hospital there, and we were all in contact as much as we could. And thank God, whoever you'd like to, she was okay. She got the all clear to be able to come here and be here as a reserve driver for the 40th anniversary. So very, very grateful that everything worked out, that she was okay, and that she's here with us this week. So in motorsport, that happens sometimes. It's not something we like to see, but unfortunately, it's an inevitability. But thankfully, everything worked out for the best. So very happy to see Amanda here this week. And Robert. I mean, these are friends. These are all our friends, and we want to make sure that they're happy and healthy and here to enjoy this week. We've got Brian back. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna pull our thingy off the thingy without screwing up the live stream. There we go.
Okay. Now let's see.
Go ahead, Brian. You do that. I'll hold this and you do that.
Okay.
So I don't want to mess anything up there.
Hey,
we did a thing. We've done two things today.
There's your
thank
water.
you. Oh, thank
Carry
you.
that all the way over there and all the way back.
Let's make sure your mic is still operating.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, there we go. We got sound levels. We've done two things today.
Wow.
We're on a roll. I'll put it on the tip. All right. So Brian will bring you the coverage right now while I'm off fixing up something else here. It's De Williams. De Williams.
Number is on the window.
Yeah, it's just hard to see.
Yes.
Especially with it rolled down a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
Here comes the Acura from Bridgestone
The Acura.
with the Acurai from Honda.
All right.
Followed by.
So is that Christina in the
Pete
car?
Carr?
Yep.
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
so. And there's hey, it's Nick. What's the matter with you? It's you? You're Christina. What's the matter with you? I think they had to release the parking brake.
I think you had to put it in gear.
I think that might help too. All right.
You would expect, though,
A more vigorous start.
a more vigorous launch, especially from a pro driver.
Yeah, you would expect that. I think we are holding down the volume.
Oh, let's
I'm going
sneeze this over a
I'm
little
going
bit.
to pull this up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Pull it up.
We should, oh, okay. There we go.
There we go.
That should be a little better so we're not. There we go.
We're idiots.
We do a good job of solving our
It
idiocy.
looks so
Good. It's true.
As you can see, the American flag out there, the wind has not died down at all.
Not at all.
It's a little stiff breeze.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to check the forecast for tomorrow at High Plains.
Because
It's gonna
that
be
is
like this.
traditionally windy.
We're going to be stopping to get gloves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the little Honda is actually pulled out a little bit of a gap over
The
first of the two Acuras.
Yep.
Here comes Nick. Of course, he was making fun of us for our snafu yesterday at the wet skid pad.
Yep.
Thinking that this was
Christina.
Christina Nilsson.
Yep. Well, he is catching up to Christina, isn't he?
And then him shouting out of the door, "It's me! It's
It's
me!
me."
I'm Christina!" Yeah. I have a feeling
Woo!
they will never let us live that one down.
Probably not. Well deserved, though. It's okay.
But we control the live broadcast.
This
we
is
can
true.
say all sorts of things about them.
It's true. It's a great lesson for everybody about media. It's-
Did you know that Nick Amato has webbed toes?
everybody knew that. It's on Wikipedia.
Oh, is it?
Or Nikipedia.
Nick-
Okay. Getting some hustle in now. You know, the Honda was faster yesterday, too, in the wet skid
I
pad.
believe it was. But
So-
they're just on the regular
They are,
RE7s.
right. They're on the RE71 RSs, as opposed to the Bridgestone races.
Yeah.
Clearly, the advantage, and I don't know if it's one of the deals like we saw in, 21 versus 22. 21, we took the gamble on the PSC2 Connect.
How'd that work out?
Not well, because we just couldn't get him turned on in such a short period of time. And Nick absolutely catching up to
Yes, he
Christina,
is.
no doubt about it. I mean, and again, these cars pretty evenly matched with the exception of the tire, right? Go, not Christina. But not to be outdone, we've got a P car which is holding its own, because as he's closing the gap to Christina, the P car's closing. Oh wow, getting it sideways was. That didn't do it well. He's in channeling this. Did Travis Pastrana show up and nobody told us?
No, because Travis would have been shooting the bird out the window as he did that.
Right. That's wide. Okay. Kept it in.
That's the drift line.
Yep. The grid life midwife.
There you go.
There you go. Giving birth to lap time. All right. Yep, here's that. I mean, it just, the Honda looks more aggressive going through the corners. It's pointing much more quickly.
And look at this gap
That
now
it's
between the Honda
it's a
and the
tremendous
Acura.
gap. I mean, they're not.
It's almost done.
He's coming across the finish, and the Acura has not even made it to the third sector of this track. That
That gap is almost double.
Yeah.
And Nick has cut that gap in half.
Yep.
Just on this lap.
that's
It
true.
makes me wonder if Christina may have had an off somewhere. Or if,
Yeah,
like you said, the tires
I think-
just have not turned on in this cold.
But by this lap, they should have at least gotten some heat in them and been able to have been used. But usually, we found by the end, middle to end of the second lap, depending on how many turns and how much load we were putting on them. by that point, the tires would have turned on and we could go a little bit quicker, but I don't know.
So we got everybody on that run group complete, and they're doing their cool down lap. There's Solomon over there speaking with Brock for a moment. He'll be joining the action again shortly. Civic getting ready to head into the pits.
That's a long walk to yell at somebody.
All right, I'm back. Had to do a little housekeeping with Brock.
Apparently he already knew.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
No, he knew, and we're going to see a little bit of a chew out going on because one of the rules of one lap, you got to run with your windows down. And it seems to be that she didn't. So, ruh-roh.
Why did you not just hand the microphone to Brock and pin it to his lapel?
Because he will throw things when he's angry. I don't want to lose my love. Does he speak Norse?
He speaks force.
Force. That wasn't nearly what we expected.
That was quite disappointing.
That was. We've seen now a gentler Brock in these years. She was apologetic, he says, yes.
And it's not like Andy putting the window hand halfway up at Daytona where it made a giant difference.
Yes?
Yes. So this is...
Is it because you don't speak Norse? Is that why it didn't work?
She'll kill me.
She'll kill him.
She's a lot stronger than I am. No, this is, I mean, a track like this, a window up is more of a, it's not a big deal. Like I said on the radio to the guys, they were trying to get it to motion, the track workers to motion to roll down the window, and I said, it's okay. It's not for advantage, and it's to keep your hair nice.
Something you know a lot about.
Exactly. Yeah, because my hair all kinks up when the wind blows.
The locks of Brock.
That's the biggest problem I have all day. I'm good.
There you go. Fair enough.
Will calls one bigger.
Yep, and they moved pretty good yesterday, didn't
They
they?
did. And then we've got the PE Camry.
Yep.
And
is this Mark?
this is Mahogany Ridge
Woo!
Motors.
Yep. So that is Mark Mattice. Quite nice with Hooked on Driving, obviously. Coverage this year brought to you by Hooked on Driving, as for the past couple of years now. A wonderful sponsor, wonderful friend, and all-around wonderful guy. Don't know what I can say about Cody, but Mark's cool. They're all wonderful.
Cody's just a goofball.
We all are.
Yes.
Yep.
Comes Mark getting ready to
Use that M4 competition's power to make a dent here. There we go. That is not a light car. That thing moves.
that little head snap like he was taking
I
a
know,
cat
right?
shot off of an aircraft carrier. We got the Club Spec Mustang.
Burn out in second. And by the way, did you notice what Brock was wearing? Gloves. He's got them.
Wow, he's smarter than us.
That's scary.
Yes, that is scary.
Yeah, I think there'll be a trip to Menards in our future to get a set
There
of
may be a
gloves.
trip to Menards at lunchtime. No, we can't go at lunchtime because they have a really cool toy train section, and I'd get lost in there.
Okay.
So we can't go during lunch.
All right, Shelly.
Here comes Team Hall Pass around the final corner.
To complete their first lap of 3.
Whee! All the way out to the curving.
Little belch of the exhaust.
The Camry, the
Gap's holding the same. Yep.
but Mark is actually pulling
Mark's
a little
pulling
bit
on the
out of
Camry. No doubt about that. Let's see how Mark floats it through the final corner. Gets the power down. All right. Got it all under control, acknowledging Chip that it's, finishing off his first lap.
Yeah, one of our favorite guys from Toyota is not here this year with them.
That's
Kirk,
true. Yep.
Apparently, he was having a very important
Haircut.
that too, but I believe this is his 10th anniversary this week. So
Yep.
I guess the wife said no dice.
Wow, that's you had to tuck that one in finally.
Yep.
That,
So,
that had a
Kirky,
little,
if you're
but-
watching, we miss you this week, buddy.
But that's interesting though, because that's the same platform as the very, very loose Toyota that we saw before,
yes, it is.
and that generated a whole bunch of push just there. So very interesting on the setup, the differences. All right,
Here comes Team Hall Pass.
that car is moving a lot, isn't it? But that's why it did really well yesterday too.
Yes.
And we spoke about it at the time, but that's, wow, that was every last bit of that curbing.
Him beginning his third lap.
He grabbed a few hairs.
The Camry looks like it's pulled a little bit out
It's
of that
caught
Camry.
up a little bit, but Mark has closed
pulled
up exponentially.
Yes. I think he's cut that gap.
So I
almost.
can't help but wonder if something's going on with Hall Pass, because he got really wide there. I can't help but wonder if he's maybe used the tires a little too much in his first lap, and he's generating a whole bunch of understeer, which is why he pushed there, and that's giving the advantage now to the all-wheel drive of Mark's car in the Toyota, which tends to be a little bit better on tires there. So we'll see if that was the factor here. So Club Spec Mustang trying to let the SCCA know that, yeah, this is a car that you can do a whole bunch of different things with. As we found out during our, sort of driver chat the other day as we were walking around. But yeah,
I wonder how their Gen 1 V1
it's holding up.
today.
Yeah. Well, our Gen 2 wouldn't shut up. There was quite a presence out there.
But no performance awards.
This is true. All right, let's see what happens here, because I see Hall Pass.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Mark is closing up on the Camry,
Yes, he is.
coming into 6.
That gap between Hall
I
Pass
think
and
we're going to see a
Camry,
pass.
yes.
I think we're going to see a pass. Absolutely. That the gap has grown again. Here we go. I think this is going to be close. It's going to be real close. Mark, with the bit between his teeth, this is going to come down to the start-finish here. He's clearly a little better under the brakes. He's closing at that all-wheel drive, the advantage, coming out of the corner, drifting and get it on. Wow, that was great.
Escher just joining the broadcast.
Escher, infamous for his 9-month build of his Volkswagen to get it out here in time, and me brave enough to sit right seated in it with things still moving around. Hi, Escher. We love you.
Escher just got LASIK the other day.
He did. I saw that. I need to do that at some point. Wow, that was outstanding.
So now we can just poke him directly in the eyes.
All right. So that's got a lot more understeer than But I did notice that his wing is at a higher angle of attack.
Yes.
Or that wing. I'm not sure who's driving that one right now, but yeah, it's.
I mean, the best thing about Escher not being here is we don't have to see him in those awful rainbow Bucky shorts.
The thing is, you wouldn't see much today because it's very cold.
Yeah.
So.
He's saying Madison wants to do one lap with him.
Awesome. I'm just really impressed with Mark. That was a heck of a showing right there. That was fun to watch, and that had to be fun for him because he's, again, not been here before, right?
But he has been doing this track on a set
sim.
of
There you
Corsa
go.
with the mod.
That's true, but it is different.
It is.
Yeah.
But you do
That
get
was-
a little bit of a...
You get some familiarity with the corners. Absolutely. No question about it. Or we just stand in front of the minivan next time. Great.
Fucking hanging it out, baby.
Yeah.
So I guess we should be a little more than halfway through the run group.
Oh, absolutely.
now.
Well, I see Brad down there,
Yep.
so we're definitely getting toward the
And I
last
see
third.
Ned Nova beginning to...
Yep. And here's Adam. Hello, Adam. Good. How you doing, Mr. Spence?
Do we need to worry about the classing because they've got us in the wrong class?
Don't worry about it right now.
Okay.
We'll sort it out later. We'll make stuff up. It's fine. Yeah.
Can you talk to him about his run?
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
We'll take your microphone off so
That was-
everybody can hear Adam.
Fine. There you go. We can just go like that so they can hear both of us.
Fantastic. No, it was an interesting run. We're trying to work out issues with the car, so setting the tyre pressure low enough so that we've got the rise that we want meant that the TPMS system kicked in. So trying to warm it up on the outlap as much as possible to try and get pressure in there. That unfortunately didn't work, so at the line, sorry about that, at the line I'm literally hitting reset to try and get everything running. Wouldn't reset.
I saw your hands go up when
Yep.
you went to go launch. You're like, what happened?
Yep, so I tried twice and wouldn't, so I just had to pull away and I lost like 3 seconds at least on that. So that was frustrating, but it was good.
Things happen.
Did your catalyst say, what gives?
Right, exactly. Too slow.
Long pedal on right.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Well, that was fun to watch, and you'll get it right this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah. And just we now know that we need to raise the pressure a little bit, so we've got some tyre left at the end of the event, but we'll get there. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, we're going to check out this group.
Sounds good.
Thanks for
man.
coming over. All right.
Catch up with Adam.
Yep.
So we got
the super performance up
we
here.
got Mark John.
Yep. Right on cue.
And I believe this may be the King Unicorn Racing.
I think it is.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Then we got two guys, one Camaro.
Yeah, absolutely. feeling he might have an issue at NCM.
You get the feeling?
Well, my ears certainly don't anymore.
We're at the factory 5.
That was neat how that just grabbed. As soon as it actually got grip, it just shoots forward like a slingshot.
And now Mike Arrigo in the team.
Yep,
HOD
HOD Legacy, right?
Legacy
Yep.
M4 comp.
Out and away well.
Glad to see he took off the extra arrow.
Yep. Wouldn't help too much here.
Yep. Of course there'd be a shorts comment. Who do you think we are? We're going to cut you a break?
No.
Jeez.
Oh boy. Ah, that wind is picking up some silage.
Yes, it is.
It's
the aroma here, I wish we had smelly business.
it's fragrant.
Yes, it is. Mark Jones. Lap number 1.
Grabbed a little bit of grass there. The unicorn.
Nick in
The shouty Corvette, shouty Camaro.
Huh?
The shouty Camaro.
Huh?
The shouty Camaro.
Huh?
The shouty Camaro.
I can do it all day.
And I will.
Karen checking in from Laguna Seca. Can you turn that Camaro down, please?
No. Thanks for joining us. Uh-oh. Something's not right there. That does not seem to be under power.
I thought we missed a shift.
No, that just seems to have cut off. It does not seem to be under power. I think Mike Arrigo may be passing a Superformance pretty soon. And by pretty soon, I mean in about 5 seconds. If we see a yellow flag, I think it got back underway. I hear it. There it goes. So not sure what happened there, but definitely negatively impacting their lap time and morning run session. Again, the unpredictability of one lap. Stuff happens.
John starting his 3rd of 3 laps.
So let me do the math on that. That's his last. There you go.
True.
Okay.
You know, like Schoolhouse Rock did safely.
I can't hear you over the Camaro.
I said. Like, oh, he almost missed it.
I don't know if it was missing a gear. I think that was having to wait to put the power down because it was a lot of understeer, oversteer, understeer, oversteer. Then he just got to wait because he saw the grass coming. But Mike did close that gap when he had the opportunity to. So Mike, keeping it clean. Good job, Mr. Arrigo. Very wide there. Tiptoeing through, trying to get the power. Made it through this time uninterrupted. But Mike outperforming with consistency, so that's going to help.
Guys are just tired still from that drive from British Columbia.
It could be, but nonetheless, we're here to compete, right? So.
Look, that guy's got on an Inspector Gadget jacket out there. Too bad he's missing the hat.
Inspector Gadget.
And Martin. Check a flag from Chip.
There you go.
He got his brakes a little toasty there.
They are aromatic. There we go.
Brad has not gone out yet.
Yep, but Brad is here. Brad is doing well.
And I believe
Brad is. We probably got 3 run groups until we get to Brad. It looks like
3 run groups before Brad, and probably Reg. I see the
Dad bod car mods.
Ow!
And we've got about 15 more minutes of coverage for this morning. We'll see how far we can go after that, but we're butting up against that 2-hour mark.
Yep, sure are.
Mike still catching up. I mean, so even under power with that Superformance, I don't know if he had another issue, but Mike is Factory 5. I'm sorry, but Mike is certainly doing a good job, regardless of who makes that thing. So, isn't that neat? We've had 2 HOD cars. We had HOD Current, HOD Legacy, both in M4 comps, both within the same distance of the vehicles that went out in front of them. So, kind of cool.
Just goes to show you what HOD can do for you. HookedOnDriving.com.
It's on Driving Northeast. And you obviously down south with Mr. Furman at the firm.
At the firm, and at Roebling, and at Sebring. And he goes to Homestead. That's just too far of a drive for him.
Wandering around.
I told him, I said, if you want me to come to Homestead, you got to rent me a G5 and fly me down private. So that means I'm never going to Homestead. No, they got a laugh.
You went home instead.
I stayed home instead.
Ah. See what I did there?
Yes, I did. So Chip's up there, leaning over. Don't jump, Chip. Don't jump.
I've been doing this too long. He's been doing this all the years.
Yes, he has.
He's more than Brocker.
Yeah, Chip and Andy.
Yep. I hear
I think
the next
Andy,
crew
he had
going
his
out.
1985 one-lap show.
Yeah, he did.
Today.
He did.
I think he told me that he missed only 1 year. Oh, the Kentucky boys are
Yep,
out.
I hear them.
In their super loud Corvette.
Yep.
We're going to see how they compare in DB to the 2 guys,
One Camaro, right. Curious as to, we'll try and follow up with what happened to the Factory 5. We got Mark Mattice on his way over, so we can chat with Mark. So here we go, just about over here, and we can chat with Mark for a moment. Let me get my mic out. Mark,
what's up?
That was a heck of a run, buddy.
You know, I had a blast. I would love. You want me to hold? You want to hold?
When you're taller, you're fine.
Notice that Camry was getting very large in your windshield there.
Yeah, I was shocked. So my last lap, I actually backed off because I saw I was catching the Camry, and I felt like if I had to pass the Camry, it would slow me down more than just backing off maybe a second or so and coming across right behind them. So I just kind of backed off a little. At the end of the day, we're still just here having fun, but I was really, really happy with how the car did.
Yeah.
A lot of my coaching came in, from years past and how to get around, and man, what a blast!
There you go.
What a blast! I want about 10 more laps.
So you can pass. You know that.
I know.
You should pass.
I felt like
next time around, pass him. So that's number one.
I just felt like that was going to slow me down more.
Maybe, but you know what? Stick it in there and go.
Oh, I'm used to that.
We know.
Racing, family show.
But it was neat because we were talking about it, and Mike, with the Factory 5, so HOD Legacy,
yeah,
obviously catching up the same way that HOD. So rude.
Doesn't he know we're trying to interview? And that car is so quiet. It's crazy.
you know, the same gap pretty much at the end, because I think the Factory 5 had a couple issues, so Mike closed the gap as well.
Right.
And you both had the same distance in M4 comps,
Yeah.
cars in front of you, so you talk about consistency with HOD, and there it is, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, right now in class today, I'm 1, Mike's 3.
There you go.
Doesn't get any better, right? We're having fun. We'll see how Cody does in the afternoon.
Yeah.
No one heard any of that.
No, we did. But yeah. Well, we're going to go back and call the action here, but thanks for stopping by. Really happy for you, buddy. That
Hey,
was
thanks for
amazing
talking to us.
Yeah.
I really like waving while I was coming out of the
That was
corners.
fun. Take care, brother.
See you guys.
That was always fun. Mark Mattice with Hooked on Driving Northeast.
And going off last year's group, the Wayne Grandpas, of course, you heard
Yep.
Kentucky boys.
Kentucky heard the Kentucky boys from here.
I think there were probably barrels of bourbon that shook off of shelves along the bourbon trail on that one.
That was rather loud.
Yes. I don't think it was as loud as the Camaro though.
Oh, I don't know. It was pretty close. We'll hear it under full throttle here again. So certainly getting around pretty good though.
As one Kentucky boy
Films
the
another,
other
right?
Kentucky boy.
Let's see. Don't end up in the bluegrass. Here we go. Nicely done. Not as loud. Higher revving, it seems, but not as loud. That good.
Turn the volume down on that thing.
Hold on, where's my remote? I think it's Bluetooth.
I think the turbo is louder in that than the exhaust. That's just.
Well, I guess I'm gonna run up here and see if I can get a different angle.
There you go, brother. Take care.
And here comes, I believe that. I don't
That
know if
is,
this Pat
it's
or
not
it's
Pat.
Ryan.
I don't think it's Pat.
Well,
That was-
looked like Pat.
Looked like him, didn't he?
That was the Iowa Z06
Yep.
with father and son Pat and Ryan Whalen.
Yep.
And I still haven't gotten all the.
I don't see
I've
it
gotten all the new Corvettes.
either, Mike, because we have so many that look very similar, particularly the blues.
Yes.
Well, we know who
But we
this
know who
is.
this is.
Everybody knows who this is.
This is the Wing Grandpas.
Yep, doing
Tom
well.
McKinnon and Wendell Sasser. I believe John may be at the wheel this morning.
It looks like it.
I think that's John.
That looks like John. I concur on that one.
Definitely two of my favorite one-lappers. They visit us down at Roebling Road for HOD events in the southeast.
That's
They're
just the turbo sound.
Great guys. Yeah.
Yep. It sounds like a lot of tortured tires, but that is just the turbo. That has got to be a turbo the size of Texas in that thing. That is.
Well, they are from Minnesota, so I would say it's the Subaru of 10,000 turbos.
Oh. So is that turbo superior? Is that what that is?
Project Motoring, brap. Solomon, what to do with your hands? I'll tell you one thing we're going to do with our hands. We're going to get gloves.
Yeah, that's might have been in my pocket. Brian's the brave soul today.
I have to, I swap off every few minutes.
You can cover it with your sleeve.
But then I can't get a good grip to spin. Here comes another nondescript Corvette. Yeah, Tennessee tags on it, so that narrows it in a little bit.
Smell brakes on that Tennessee Corvette.
So,
Oh,
funny story about.
I think we have our first catch and our last.
Yeah.
So we've got one taking the third, the other taking the checkered. So
John and Wendell run a trailer hit. They run a trailer behind their Camaro.
Yep.
At Roebling last year before one lap. They were testing the car, and one of the Corvette goes by, I'm gonna my grandkids. This is
The
North Revolution. Ow. So the grid guy at Roebling, Mike, he goes, "Can they take that trailer hitch off?" So I go to Wendell and he goes, "I forgot the key." Here comes Pat finishing up.
Yep.
As we see out there on top of a hay bale, a sniper. Looks like Gabriel.
That
with
is
his,
Gabriel.
Shooting with his big 400 2.8 lens.
That is funny.
That is such a heavy lens to tote around.
You got a monopod.
Yes, he does. But even with the monopod,
Yeah,
that is a heavy
it's
lens.
a lot of weight at the end there. The glass at the end there is
I
pretty
ran
heavy.
around Petit Le Mans in 20 with one of those.
I think you walked.
Yeah, I did. I waddled.
You walked.
A legal wobble.
But you didn't fall over. Let's see here. Escher has just texted me saying the LASIK is amazing.
I think my eyes are too far gone for LASIK.
You know, I should look into it because I've been in contacts for years and I don't think my has changed in
My prescription
20
has
years.
not changed in about 5 years.
Yeah, mine's
But
been-
the bad thing about it is my glasses are so thick when I look at Google Maps I can see people wave.
But
What would you like? What? Did I say something?
I don't know. Something about Google. Oh, he said Google.
Yeah, I said blah blah maps.
They're always listening.
Oh, check out the old school suburban ambulance getting ready to come into frame.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
That is neat. Yeah.
Well, we're watching an episode of Emergency. Squad 51. So here's an important question for our viewers today as we're coming up on the 2-hour threshold.
Yep.
In the song Bingo,
B-I-N-G-O.
was the farmer's name Bingo or the dog? Because it never tells you.
Well, one would assume it's the dog.
Yeah, but it says there was a farmer
Farmer
who had a dog. And
Bingo was its name-o.
His
It's.
name.
It's.
Stop it.
Unless the dog owned the farmer.
Maybe. Earth 2. Why do you put sour cream in the refrigerator?
Why do you drive on a parkway and park in a driveway?
Why, when you do something by truck, it's a shipment. When you do something by a truck, by a boat, it's cargo.
I got nothing.
In baseball, why they call it a foul pole when it's really a fair pole?
Depends if you're looking at the foul pole half full or half empty. See?
So just in case
in case it cuts us off at 2 hours, we'd like to thank Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group for bringing the coverage this year, for helping us to be able to bring the coverage to you guys this year. A lot goes into it, getting us from place to place to place, and finding us places to sleep, and helping us with equipment and bandwidth. Like Eric Call did with HPDRE and Verizon. So yeah.
We got Brocker out on track.
We do have Brocker out on track. Oh, I think it looks like the corner worker was in the portage on. I don't know.
And Brocker is
getting out of.
And
There are bathrooms that are closer. If he stopped there to use the restroom, I'm not sure.
and
He's
now
now
Brocker is
reversing.
backing up. He could have driven that RAV4 right across the grass.
This is true, but the entrance isn't back there, so I don't know where he's going.
It's on the other side of the two board.
He continues to back up. I heard him over the radio saying something. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Wrong window. Oh. It seems as though there was some exhaust that was being left on the ground somewhere. And I'm willing to bet that belongs to a Subaru. I'm willing to bet that belongs to a Subaru.
No, it's not hot. Which Subaru?
The one that was just out there making a whole ton of noise, like the blow off wasn't there.
The white Subaru?
Yep, I'm willing to bet. That's what it looks like to me. We thought you just had to use the restroom out there. I almost bit the dirt on that one. So for those of you listening into the conversation that I was having with Brocker, there was a big piece of what looked to be like a piping for a blow-off valve. So that may explain why the Subaru was so loud.
So it was the Subaru of 9,999
PSI. That's what that was. Hey, here's Reg.
Yep. Followed by Brad.
Yep.
I guess that looks like a very large head in that
I
car,
think that's
so that
Eric.
may be Eric.
I think that's Eric. Big head Eric.
And of course, old man Steve runs the open face.
That is Reg.
Uncle Red.
And that is Eric. No doubt about it.
Without a doubt. Let's see who else we got. Looks like excuse me.
You know,
We got
choked up.
Bob and Ted's Excellent Adventure Corvette.
Yep. And
Looks
then
like,
Howard. That's
Uncle
Howard.
Howard.
That's Howard. The Rolling Distillery.
And the Zucasis bro. I hate saying their last name because I butcher it every time. Reg just took off. Here comes Eric getting ready to go. Waiting on Chip to give him the green after about a 15-second buffer.
Which Corvette is best Corvette?
Which Corvette? Favorite Corvette?
Yeah,
That
there you go. Hands down.
Hands down.
Look at how clean he's kept that thing so far.
It's early.
It's true.
I will miss the old Corvette and the years and years of stickers that he had.
Oh God, accumulated on that
collected.
thing. Yep, absolutely.
But Howard and Mark are, they keep the spirit
Yep.
of one lap alive, and they have created one of the best traditions
Oh,
in
hands
one
down.
lap history with the lap pups.
Hands down. The maple shots and the camaraderie, everybody gathering around that car is something that, that we look forward to every year.
I think that's something when we get back to South Bend that we'll definitely have to live stream.
Oh, absolutely.
Is the
When they finish the indoctrination.
Yes.
Yep.
Here comes Reg, getting ready to finish up lap number 1. Here comes Eric and
Yeah.
Brad.
Little smoky out the exhaust.
Well, if a Volkswagen
It's
isn't
burning.
smoking, something's wrong.
It's rich. I can
it is.
smell that.
Comes Bob and Teddy. And Uncle Howard.
Seems to be everybody's keeping the gap consistent.
Howard a little bit of late activation.
This sounds better than all the other Corvettes.
It's probably because he hasn't touched it.
Probably. Oh, except to drive it.
Yeah.
And to fill the bar.
Yes.
Those are acceptable.
And to insert you into the frunk.
This is true. And yesterday we found out that a Porsche Cayman
Has a
larger frunk than the Corvette does, because they could fit all of Solomon into the frunk, but the Corvette only to my midsection.
Yep. Here comes Reg getting ready to finish up lap number 2.
So I'm looking to become the new standard for frunk capacity. Available for hire.
This week's Solomon score on Auto Week is
I mean, the new John Davis.
And where's Brad?
That's I did say the exhaust seemed to be an issue, and
Yep.
I don't see Brad, but I also don't. Oh, I do see yellow, right over there by turn 4.
Yep.
Yep. So I think we have Brad has not completed lap 2. So we probably have a car off the side there, but that is in a pretty, clear area. So I guess my major concern would be to make sure that there's nothing on the ground, but it seemed as it was all burning off through the exhaust. So.
We will definitely have a stoppage in action after this run group completes.
Which is actually when we need to wrap up anyhow, so that's,
So unless he was able to get to a safe spot, but with the yellow being displayed out there on the backside, he is probably just off to either track left or track right. So they will have to send out a recovery vehicle
to
him.
extricate said vehicle. He parked it, so he is off track. Confirmation from Chip.
Park it.
Chip, are we going to continue, or are they going to pull him? You have no idea. This is your first year doing it.
Reg taking the checkered.
Yeah, and the excellent adventure. Yeah, Howard having an excellent track day.
Yes, he is.
Woo!
I think this is Howard's 32nd or 33rd year of one lane.
Many, 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 many. Okay.
So that winds up that group. So
and we'll see if we have anybody going out immediately, but if not, that will wrap up the morning coverage. We'll find out in a moment.
one of the guys asked Chip if he needed anything, and he said, "Yeah, 40 mile an hour less wind." He said he'd need some hot coffee.
Chicken soup.
Chicken soup, yeah. So if anybody at the grill here at the track is watching the live broadcast, Chip in the flag stand would like
Hot coffee
and some chicken soup.
I don't hear them releasing any other cars yet, so I get the...
And the yellow has been pulled from over there, so they must be going to, yep, I see the truck going out to
yep, there's the flatbed
right now,
so that's going to wrap us up for this morning's coverage. of the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Windy Motorsport Magazine, with coverage brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group, with help from Eric Call at Verizon and HPDRE. This afternoon we'll get started. Not exactly sure when, generally right after lunch. Depends if we have any more issues with the remaining couple of run groups. But definitely check back. If you subscribe, go ahead and hit that button and you enable alerts. It will tell you when we are live. We'll start out with the majority of the run groups this afternoon, and then we'll skedaddle probably around after HOD area runs, right around there, and then we'll get on the road. Today we're going to head out to Colorado, and we'll have some fun for Cinco de Mayo. But yeah, absolutely catch us this afternoon. We really appreciate you being with us this morning. My mouth is frozen and very cold right now, so sorry. But we appreciate you being with us this morning, and I hope you'll join us this afternoon. Thanks so much. See you then.
Bye-bye.
So we got a